lovely big face.
Well, I'm going to put you on, I'm going to record you, so at least the kids will know about their history and how you were born in North Melbourne in 1912,
And you're back for North
then went to Fitzroy.
Well, that's why I've always loved to follow the football Kangaroos, because when they all started to, you know, barrack for their own teams and that, I said, well, I'm barrack for North Melbourne, that's where I was born.
And stuck with them
Yeah.
for how many
I mean,
years?
only a few years there.
Yeah.
Then we, as I said, when we moved from Fitzroy, I had the other grandmother living around about there, and we went to Caulfield. They called it Caulfield and then St Kilda. There was a continuation on all around that area, and actually it was in that area that we left Melbourne.
Okay, so
Yeah.
roughly what year did you leave
No,
Melbourne?
you know, Dandenong Road.
Yeah?
Yeah, well, off Dandenong Road, I used to go I went to the convent down there. I went to the convent there and I played the piano for 2 years and would not practice. So the piano got sold. And we moved into this place in Caulfield. No, the next place was after Caulfield, a little place off Dandenong Road. They were called, it was called Inkerman Avenue, I think, because they've looked it up. Yeah, they're gone on Facebook or something and
I looked it up, remember I drove past.
Yeah, they found it all. They even found the house we lived in.
I drove past, took a photo of it.
Yeah.
Showed it to you.
How
The
old were
last
you
house.
when you lived there, roughly? How old were you when you lived in Inkerman Place?
Oh, I was only in me, 6, something like that.
6?
I left there with my father when I was 12.
Okay,
I left there, the Melbourne when I was 12.
okay.
Yeah.
And is that,
And that's when I came up here to Cobble. My father knew the man at Donald Hotel, the top hotel. He worked with him in Melbourne on the buildings. Myers and Buckley and Nuns and those. Yeah, so he knew him well and he asked him to come up. That's how we went to Cobram first. Would he come up and do some jobs on the hotel? Which Dad did, and of course I was with him. I hung on. But I was able to stay with him. And then he was always mad on the circus. Well, he was on the stage before he was married. When he was early married, he used to have my mother on, assisting him and going on. And then as I came along and got old enough, that I sort of took over. And
became the assistant?
that's where it was.
And what tricks did you do in the circus?
I had to do tumbling and all that when I was young. Tongues, trapeze, yeah.
Juggling?
No, that was later. That was when I was growing up. Growing up then. I wouldn't do any tumble or anything like that, but I gave that away. And I did that later years until I'd had enough, and I said, well, that's it then, I've had enough. So I went and got a job, worked at the whole 3 hotels, one after the other. But the Central is where I married from.
Okay.
Yeah.
What year did you get married?
Where?
What year? No, what year did you get
1935. 1935.
And when you came to Cobram, you came on a horse and
26th
cart.
of October.
You came on a horse and cart to Cobram?
I drove it to Cobram.
Yep. And what happened when you got here? Wasn't there bushfires or something?
I'm just saying we drove, Dad, we bought a horse and cart. We walked to where we got. We walked to this show that we were going to do. And Dad was there for working, and I was sort of helping out. And then he had a fall out with them, so he got the gig and horse, and we decided to come to Cobram. So that's what he did. And I drove to Cobham. Dad wouldn't drive the horses. And we stopped outside the hotel and there was a bushfire. It had been following the river along. And Dad was mad on fires. He just left me outside the hotel and running for his life down the river. And he slept there all night on the ground. If Roy Denson was alive, he'd tell you. He remembers it. And yeah, so of course, then I got put into the kitchen. The next day, I was put in there the night given a bed. And I worked there till I fell out with Mrs. Donald. I used to fall out with them. They tried to tell me what to do and boss me around, and I more or less made me do a bit much more than what I expected to do. You know, they put too much on you because I was always too willing to do. And I left there and then I went to the Central. And then I fell out there. I went to the bottom hotel in between, but I did not stay there long. That was waitressing.
Yeah, waitressing.
Did the waitressing for the whole lot. And we had to wait in those days. And we got 37 and 6 a week, which was big money.
37 and 6.
Yeah.
That was the currency.
No, but when I look back, they were good days.
Good old days?
Yeah, good days. We had a lot of fun. Yeah.
There you go.
So that's it, but I should have been able to write a book, but I don't know, I just can't be settled down to. They all told me that I've got to go and have a good book.
Definitely.
Read in my life, yeah,
And all the things that have happened around Cobham that you've seen.
that's right. And I said I've walked the roads to get transport. You see that movie they made of Cheryl Lee,
Yeah.
with the father and daughter. Well, that's exactly my father and I.
Is that right?
He was coming to say goodbye to me in Melbourne, and I said, I'm coming with you. And I just got up and went with him, and he never wanted to shake me off. So that's where it began.
And where was your mum?
My mum was there at the show, and we left there. I never set eyes on her that day after that.
Did you have
I
any...
have to say that she wasn't just behaving herself. I was old enough to understand.
And you, any siblings? Didn't you have a sister?
I had a sister, yeah. Yes, May was 6 years younger than me, but she was left with Mum.
Yep. Did you
Dad did take her away at one stage, but then he took her back. Yeah. And then, of course, later on she met up with somebody. And that's how I come to be set up with a half-brother. Yeah, she was living with one man. And, of course, that resulted. They brought him up to Cobham. He was about 11 months old, the father and him, to the hotel. And Dad thought I was going to look after him. But Mrs. Donald there at the hotel, she said, no way. She said, you take her off, you know, let somebody else do it. So what he did was take her down to my mother's mother, grandmother, and she looked after him. And then she had him put on the state. It was a real mix-up, you know.
Oh, okay.
Put him on the state, and then he went to work for some woman, and this woman took him under her wing. She liked him so much that she gave him her name, and that's the name of Brodie. So he was Ron Brodie,
Okay.
but he was a half-brother. Yeah.
And how many grandchildren do you have and great-grandchildren?
I have 11 grandchildren and about 22 great-grandchildren and one great-great-grandchild.
Wow.
Little Adam's little boy.
Whose boy?
Adam's little boy. Lisa's son Adam.
Oh.
George's.
Yes, he's 18 or 20 months or something now. Yeah. So he'll probably be there today.